What if I told you that Ripple and XRP was already part of a national security operation to help the United States maintain the reserve currency status? You'd call me crazy, and most people already do call us crazy, so what the hell do we have to lose at this point? Folks, in today's update, I got a big one. This is all coming full circle with now Trump appointing people who have, shined the light on the massive threat that we've been talking about, on the corruption that we've been talking about. And now it's time to come in and clean it up. And we're starting to see this thing come back around full circle, while at the same time printing new all-time highs for Bitcoin, XRP back above 71 cents this morning, and we got green candles being printed. So without further ado, let's get right on into this update. I'm just going to mention all of our community resources are available at zachrector.com, and I also have some quick links in the description down below. Let's rock and roll. Bitcoin smashing up to a new all-time high of 93,000 today. 93.1, 93.2 is about what I'm pulling. And I've been measuring, right, the pre-election lows to what we've done so far. You would have made about 40%, a 40% move on Bitcoin. Nice to see. For Ethereum, it's been a 45% move back up to 3,300 this morning. For XRP, I guess while I was not paying attention, we popped back up here to 73 cents, and XRP actually broke above 74 to 74.7. Now remember, let's switch to the daily chart, and I'll show you here just really quick. We need to break this 75 cents. This is going to be the triple tap. The triple tap, folks. Check it out. XRP up 50% since the lows before the election. So we're triple tapping on this level of 75 cents. We get that breakthrough. Well, you guys know where the next stop's at. It's right around $1. I said it's no man's land between 75 cents and $1. That's what it's looking like. We're heading in that direction. A lot of green across the rest of the board, but I got a lot of stuff to talk about in today's update. So let's get to it. Inflation comes in today at 2.6 for the headline CPI, core coming in at 3.3%, which begs the question, how the hell is the Federal Reserve going to give us any more rate cuts when the stock market's printing all-time highs, Bitcoin's printing all-time highs, Trump's back, right? Now the Fed, the next meeting is going to be taking place here on December 17th and 18th. The consensus is that we're going to get another 25 basis point rate cut. Right now, the Fed funds rate is at 4.5%, and the average is about 4%. So another 25 basis point rate cut would bring us back down to the average, and I'm of the opinion that that's going to be it. I know a lot of folks thought that we were going to be bringing rates back down to 0%. I don't think that we're ever going to go back to that. The only thing that would bring us back to that is if we, really blew things up, which, there's always that possibility. In the meantime, we're about to blow up what's going on as far as cutting the fat off of our government, folks. Check it out. We do have a meme economy. Our world is ran by the memes. And if you wanted further proof, here you go. You got Elon the Musk putting out the Dogecoin memes. We got the Department of Government Efficiency, which is not an actual department of the government. This is basically just an advisory board, a consulting committee that's being put together. But it's being ran by Elon Musk and Vivek, right? So I know that some folks are thinking that this won't accomplish much and you still got to convince Congress. Yeah, I understand that. But when you have Elon Musk who can blast out a message to 1 billion people, you can make some effective change, right? You can shine the light and say, hey, this is a problem within our government. And then that's what forces the people to demand change from their government. And that's what we want to see. All right, folks, now it's time to get to the fun stuff. Check this one out. This is a former SEC director, John Reed Stark, now calling for SEC Chair Gensler to resign. He says the SEC staff should prepare a spreadsheet of all crypto-related investigations, litigation, and rulemaking so the new chair can swiftly grind them all to a screeching halt. That would be including the Ripple case, which at this point I feel very comfortable saying that the Ripple versus SEC case is over for all intents and purposes. All that's left to decide is how much of a fine or how much Ripple's going to end up paying, which I was listening to John Deaton, Jeremy Hogan, and James Medalawman in their space that they hosted yesterday. And even they are talking about the potential, right? Ripple still has some leverage because they have some stuff that they can appeal on. So if the SEC wants that to go away, They might have to reduce that fine from 125 million down to maybe cut it in half, maybe not pay it at all, right? Maybe Ripple should just strong arm and tell them, hey, we're going to go the distance. But the fact that we have John Reed Stark, who's not a big fan of crypto, who defends the SEC. I mean, he's blasted crypto in the past, right? To have this guy, the former chief SEC Office of Internet Enforcement, to come out and say that Gary Gensler should resign. This is over, guys. This is over. You are not bullish enough. You that are watching this video and listening to my voice right now, I don't think that you're bullish enough. Do you understand what's happening here? Now, not only does he lay this out, he says, like it or not, the people have spoken and their will must be respected. Now, we could have told these guys that this is what was coming. They had to see it to believe it. That's all right. Of course, Mark Fagel comes in and tries to defend the SEC. This may very well be what happens, at least until the next crypto debacle, just a matter of when, not if, when they scramble to pivot back. But absent some federal crypto initiative on the ballot I missed, chalking this up to the will of the people is silly. Oh, God forbid. God forbid, right? We listen to the people and the issues that matter the most to them. God forbid we do that. Mark Fagel is just, he is something else, man. But what I love to see is that John Reed responded to him and blasted him. Nope, not silly, Mark, and you are in denial, my friend. This was a landslide of epic proportions. The reality is that unlike any other presidential candidate in history, President Trump has not only embraced crypto by launching his own multiple crypto ventures, but he specifically mentioned his plan to fire Chair Gensler when he praised the cryptoverse at a Bitcoin convention. Meanwhile, the big crypto lobby spent their money brilliantly, more money than any other PAC in history, and just about every candidate they supported won big time, including the president. And that was the big one, is that we had a crypto landslide sweep across this country. Despite crypto's dire externalities and inherent global financial systemic risk, SEC Commissioners Mark Uyeda and Hester Pierce have won, and it's crypto caveat emptor going forward. For the SEC staff not to recognize these undisputed facts and act on their own, even during the next 2 months, is to be a proponent of the deep state, which I am not. Now, how about that, guys? This is coming from John Reed Stark. This guy loves to blast crypto. And in fact, he's even gone on record, blasting some of these crypto projects and praising the SEC for some of the things that they've done. To see him now come around to recognize the people's voice, what just happened in this election, and recognizing that Chair Gensler, openly calling for Chair Gensler to step down right now, we are not bullish enough, folks. Now, it's getting started. This party's just getting started. Robinhood wanted to come on in. Robinhood coming in. Good morning. I just say morning, but we offer Sol, Pepe, and XRP and ADA now. So it's a good morning. It's a great morning to hop on in. And, this is what we talked about in the past. Remember, Robinhood actually went to acquire Bitstamp, which is a Ripple partner and a big exchange for XRP. And so when we saw that, we only knew it was a matter of time, right? I've been saying ever since that deal got announced that Robinhood was going to buy Bitstamp, we said, okay, this is it. This is over. XRP is going to be listed back on Robinhood once again. Robinhood's not going to want to miss out on all the money that they could be making this bull run. And sure enough, further confirmation, XRP community winning once again. And it just opens up more liquidity to come into this system, right? When folks want to take profit on their Pepe, their Dogecoin, and all this other crap, and they're looking for real value, then they're going to know where to come to. Let's get into this XRP national security operation. Digital asset investor, huge shout out. President Trump just nominated John Ratcliffe to be the director of the CIA. You know, the same John Ratcliffe that warned Jay Clayton of China's dominance of crypto and was ignored by Clayton. Jay Clayton proceeded to sue Ripple, the leading blockchain company in the United States, and give Ethereum a free pass. Investigate Jay Clayton and Bill Hinman. Our good friend Jimmy Valley retweets the Grunfest letter. This is when Joseph Grunfest sent the letter here to Jay Clayton, all of the SEC commissioners, right? And he warned them. He warned them about this. National security considerations are also at stake. Correspondence from the United States Senate to the Director of National Intelligence and to the National Security Advisor regarding national security concerns arising from China control over Bitcoin and Ether underscore the benefits of measured interagency coordination regarding matters implicated by the contemplated proceedings. Meaning, before you go sue Ripple, a company in the United States that will actually help us be a leader in the crypto space, a company that is now meeting with Trump, right? Before you go sue them, maybe consider the fact that the number one and number two cryptos are controlled by China. And so if we harm an American company that's building out an XRP ecosystem that provides a level playing field for the world, that might cause more damage to Americans than do any good as far as the mandate of the SEC protecting investors. So this was Joseph Grunfest responding to Jay Clayton in the SEC when he got wind that they were going to be bringing action against Ripple. He warned them and directly warned about the impact and the influence of Chinese control over Bitcoin and Ethereum. Now, if you remember at the time, this is when Bitcoin mining was allowed in China. And so over 60% of the hash rate was done through 4 large mining pools in China. I remember covering this at the time. And this only changed when China banned Bitcoin mining. Banning Bitcoin mining in China actually helped the distribution of Bitcoin mining. It was actually, I think, a good thing. A lot of it came to America. And at the time, 6 large mining pools in China controlled Ethereum. So it was the same exact thing. And this was before Ethereum went to proof of stake. It was still proof of work. And so you had Chinese control of both blockchains. And instead of heeding the warning that Joseph Grunfest gave to Jay Clayton, they still proceeded with the lawsuit, which is why Jimmy Valley says knowingly. And you can see he responds right here. Somebody says, correct, this is treason. And Jimmy Valley says knowingly, under the color of law. And he puts the Justice Department, deprivation of rights under color of law. See, we've been directly over this target the entire time. Cowboy responds here, and he includes, the footnote here, exactly what I just read off, right? This is exactly what I just read off. The Director of National Intelligence has also reportedly written directly to the Commission's chair regarding this issue and has offered the chair a briefing on the threat to national security posed by the dominance of Bitcoin and Ether with no effective US-based competition, right? And if you go after Ripple, you're going to harm US-based competition. The red flag raised by national security authorities is further cause for coordinated decision-making with the incoming chair and administration. Hey, maybe before you sue this US-based company that's trying to do some good things and help us be a leader in the cryptocurrency space, maybe before we do that, we should reconsider. But they didn't listen, did they? Now, the reason why I titled this XRP National Security Operation is you're seeing that now folks are getting put in positions of power who knew what was going on back then. Now, are these XRP guys? No, John Ratcliffe has nothing to do with XRP. He's a national security, advisor. He's going to be the head of the CIA now, right? What's the official position? Yeah, director of the CIA. So the director of our CIA is now going to be somebody who knew about China's control of these blockchains and the corruption that happened here, where instead of going after, the real frauds and the scammers, they went after a legitimate company that could have helped the United States maintain the reserve currency status, which is the national security operation. Maintaining the reserve currency is a national security operation that is defended at a military level. This is not a joke. This is not a pump me up crypto bro conversation. This is a big boy and girl conversation. So put on your big boy and big girl pants and join the conversation, join the fight. And yes, the red folder was not just a joke. The red folder was not just a meme. And we've now given Trump the red folder. Trump has the red folder. Don't you get it? It's all coming full circle. Now, remember, this was Executive Order 13772 on core principles for regulating the United States financial system. Steve Mnuchin drafted this alongside his counselor to the secretary, Craig Phillips. Who's Craig Phillips? Well, after they did this, this was put out in July of 2018. So literally, Bill Hinman goes in June of 2018 and he gives the ETH free pass speech, right? In June of 2018, ETH free pass delivered by Bill Hinman. The next month is when this executive order is drafted, where they talk about this national security issue and how we need to bring forward here a financial system that creates economic opportunities, non-bank financials, fintech, and innovation. Counselor to the secretary was Craig Phillips. Well, Craig Phillips then goes in October of 2019, 1 year later, and he joins the board of directors at Ripple. Now, this is 1 year before the SEC sues Ripple. So let's go back to this timeline. June 2018, Heyman gives the free pass speech. The next month, Executive Order 13772 is drafted, including creating this new financial system, including Craig Phillips being the counselor to the secretary. Okay. 1 year later, Craig joins board of directors at Ripple. 1 year after that, Jay Clayton, whoever gave him that order, whoever decided that that was the right thing to do, 1 year later is when Ripple gets sued by the SEC. Now here we are, November 2024, and we have former SEC chief of staff, directors of enforcement who are calling for Gary Gensler to resign. We have John Ratcliffe, who warned about the China influence. And this is the China influence that Charles Hoskinson knew about, that he didn't speak about. That when we exposed it, he called us a crazy conspiracy theorist and we were all lunatic whack jobs, and he didn't want to have anything to do with the XRP army. Which is why I love to see this thing coming full circle. Not only is our crypto market pumping right now, but we are fighting to save our country. And remember, let me be very, very clear. I don't want any harm done to Cardano. I don't want any harm done to Ethereum. I don't want any harm done to Bitcoin. In fact, I'd love to see all of those coins pump and do great, and everybody do great, and maybe those coins will be part of the new financial system. But to not recognize what just took place as far as the regulatory capture of our digital asset space, that also includes a broader capture of our entire capital markets, this is the problem that we've been trying to expose. This is the corruption that we've been fighting to expose. And now, just like Brad said, the headwinds have turned into tailwinds, and now the momentum is building. Now we got John Ratcliffe at the CIA, Trump making other appointments, Elon Musk running Doge. This is just the beginning. And the final point that I'm going to make is that RLUSD, just like Trump said, stablecoins are going to be key to expanding US dollar dominance. This is not just a little crypto, let's have a little bit of innovation. This is maintaining the reserve currency status of the world. This is a national security operation that includes military defending it, the largest military known to man. And what you're about to see happen is Ripple come on in, helping. I don't know, Charles, maybe Charles is going to help too. But we know that Ripple's meeting with Trump. We know that Ripple's meeting with the Fed. We saw that yesterday. This is our time to shine the light on the corruption. All we wanted was a level playing field. And all we wanted was for the folks who knew, like Charles knew, that China did have control, that it was wrong, that the SEC came after us, that we did expose ETHgate. All we wanted was a little help from our friends in the crypto space. Nobody was there. But it's all right. We still won. And we're still pumping, and we're still having a good time as we see our bags grow, as we fight to save our country. I am so excited to see these developments happening right now. I want to hear from you guys in the comments down below. Let me know what you think about this, right? I've always said XRP levels the playing field for the world. Ripple, along with RLUSD, is going to help the United States maintain that reserve currency status. XRP for the world, or even intergalactic world reserve currency that levels the playing field. RLUSD, helping the United States maintain its status with the reserve currency, etc. And I would love to see us maintain the reserve currency by having real merits to back our US dollar. Not backing our US dollar and maintaining a reserve currency with the largest military known to man by forcing people at the end of a barrel of a gun. I'd like to maintain the reserve currency status on a level playing field where we've just backed our dollar by, the most amount of trust, the most amount of assets, the biggest economy. That's what I want to back our dollar by. So with that being said, let's continue pumping those bags. Let's continue saving this country. Let's continue to smack that thumbs up for me. Share out the content far and wide. Everything else is at zachrector.com. And may God bless you all. See you later. I am your host, Zach Rector. I really appreciate all of the love and support. If you want to support the channel, just remember that you can start by smashing that thumbs up for me, sharing this content far and wide, and everything else is at my website.